Hello and welcome to the Tech Minimalism course. This is the first in a series of lessons that I'm going to go through. There's going to be 5 of them, and this is obviously the first one. And before I start, the whole point of Tech Minimalism is to get rid of the tech within your life, within your business. Now, what I mean by that is not necessarily not using any tech. We all need to use technology in our lives and in our business. But what I found with working with a lot of people is that they're using the wrong technology, or it's not as organized as it should be. So, and usually where I like to start is with email. That's why the first lesson is actually about email, and only email, in fact. It's not going to be a long one with email, because I think email should be really simple. How you use it should be really simple. So without further ado, let's get into the email and I'll show you what I mean. Now, this is my email app. I use Apple Mail. Now, don't forget, you can use any email app. You can use Gmail, you can use Thunderbird, you can use anything. The point of this is the concept of how you should use email. So I use Apple Mail, and I've left some emails here in the inbox for me to go through, and it's actually been causing me some anxiety because usually I have nothing in my inbox. And I'm going to go through as to how I organize my email and go through getting rid of these emails, whether I need to work on them or so on. So this is just an email from YouTube. I don't need to do anything with it, so I basically archive it. This is an email that I sent out today, actually. This is a test email coming back to me. In fact, it's coming back to Wolf, and I'll archive that. This is actually just a email. I'm in a beta program for this application, and I don't need to see that. This is about my insurance, and I just need to read it quickly and archive it. And this is yet another email from Paul Jarvis, which I read, and I don't need anything. This is actually how my email generally looks. I don't want to be distracted by a ton of things in my email. That's why I said I don't want to, I kept those 5 emails, and it was causing me anxieties because I literally hate having a bunch of stuff in my email inbox. And if you think about your email inbox and the amount of stuff you have in your inbox, the point of not having stuff in your inbox is more to do with the fact like having a clean desk to go to when you're working. If you go to your desk or your kitchen, if you go to the kitchen and there's a bunch of stuff on the counter, you don't feel like cooking. You just don't want to be in that place. And email's not any different to that or your desk. If there's a bunch of stuff in your inbox, you basically don't want to work. You get to a state of mind where you're like, oh man, I really got to go through this. This is really, really annoying. So you notice how easy it was for me to get rid of stuff. Now I'm going to Apple Z this and keep one email here. Now the reason why I want to do this is because if you say to yourself, well, there's information in this email that I need to keep related to a project or related to anything, well, just copy it and put it into your project management tool. And we're going to talk about that another time. Or copy it and put it into your notes app for further reading. Email should actually only be used for communication. It shouldn't be used as a task manager. It shouldn't be used for anything else other than, as I said, communication. So basically, you will copy paste what you want out of the email, put it into the relevant place, and then basically just archive it, and that's it. Now, if I show you my mail boxes, I have one email box, and I have lots of different email addresses, but they all come into the same box. And I equate that to your postman, for instance. Your postman will go to a building and he'll basically put everything into the main mailbox, and people come down and pick up the mail that they want. And this is no different. The mail comes into one mailbox, but there's lots of different email you're using lots of different email addresses, but basically they're going into one mailbox, so you can actually go and check to see what they're about. So I don't have folders. I don't see the reason to have folders. I did have folders in the past and they caused me headaches. Again, I use email just for communication and not for, I'm not going to say not archiving, because I keep them in an archive, but not as a wiki, as it were. If I really need something, I will basically go in and search for it, and away it goes. So I have two folders, if you can call them folders. I have inbox, where emails come in, and I have archive, where I literally archive everything. Now, I never throw any emails out. Everything's in the archive. So if I really need to go back to, when was my first email? 2000 actually. Was my first domain name back then. I can go and find it, because I've never thrown anything out, because emails don't take that much space, again, depending on kind of the attachments that you have, obviously. But basically, this is it. The idea of having your email really organized, nothing in your mailbox, because basically you don't want to go into your mail and go, oh God, I've got to deal with this. Put the information into the relevant program, i.e. a task manager, or your notes app for your personal wiki kind of thing, or your project management tool if you're working with a client and you need to keep snippets of the email to do with the project. That's effectively it. As I said, this is a very short video and a short lesson, because I don't believe email should be so complicated that it inhibits you to first using email, or inhibits you archiving email, or I mean, it all goes back down to using email. Email is and should only be for external communication and communication only. It shouldn't be flagging things, doing it later. I've seen so many people who basically unread emails, as it were, so they see that little blue check mark, or the little check mark saying, you need to read me. So they will read it and then unread it. I think that's just the backward way of dealing with your email. If you want to really deal with your email properly, I believe this is really the best way to do it. It doesn't need to be complicated. And again, this is the end of the video, because I don't think it needs to be any longer than this. Anyway, in lesson 2, we're gonna, I've completely forgotten what we're gonna do in lesson 2. Your documents, of course. I can't believe I forgot that. In lesson 2, we're gonna do your documents, so look out for that in the next email. Have a great day, and I'll see you then. Ciao, bye-bye.